Hello, everyone. This is your girl Lynette from DALS Credit Solutions. Today is Tuesday, 7/26/2022. And as promised in my previous video, I am going to deliver a credit tip Tuesday. Again, I am working my way back into this. Um, it's been a journey, and I appreciate everyone who has stuck with me even beyond Credit Tip Tuesday, beyond DALS Credit Solutions. So, as everyone is coming in, please place in the comments where you are tuning in from. I am streaming this through StreamYard, and we're going to talk about how to understand your personal credit as a small business owner. You really don't have to have a business to understand this, but it's vital because a lot of times small businesses begin with compromised credit. I'm a living witness. I was a 640, 660 when I began. So as everyone is tuning in, please like, click, and share if you are watching a replay. Put in a hashtag Credit Tip Tuesday replay. I look forward to educating you guys again. And I look forward to seeing you again and engaging. Please and thank you for again continuing the growth of DALS Credit Solutions. If you have any questions, please place them in the comments. I will share this to multiple groups. And I am tuning in today at 6:09 p.m. It is not 7, just going to tell y'all that. But I am not live. I have an event at 7, but as promised, I am going to deliver Credit Tip Tuesday. As we begin, I want to share the importance of so many changes that are happening when it comes to looking at your credit, how banks are looking at your money, how you need to look at money, how you need to prepare for inflation is so vital. Again, as everybody is coming in, I want to tell y'all I love y'all. Thank you for sticking by DALS Credit Solutions. Make sure you like, click, and share. If this is the first time you are watching, please place in the comments where you are watching from. We are on StreamYard. Now let us begin. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. And as I stated earlier, I want to speak to you guys on how to understand your personal business credit as a business owner. I'm going to educate as if you guys never had an idea about credit because a lot of times we get into this credit business or looking at your credit and you feel as though, okay, I noticed that and the other, but take some time to regroup and revamp to start over. It's very important. Again, this is a two-part series. I will do the second series the following Tuesday. And let's begin. My name is Lynette Stevenson, T. Stevenson, owner of DALS Credit Solutions. My pronouns is she and her. I'm also the founder of DALS Notary Services. And there's my website and my contact information. So as you look at your score and begin this process, there are several reporting agencies. Always remember that a credit reporting agency is like a storehouse, it's a library. All they do is collect data from different profiles and report it to your actual credit profile overall. Your job is to ensure that it is reporting correctly. And as we're doing this, if you see an error on part 2, the second series, you will understand the process of how to actually deal with disputing on the federal level. The credit reporting agencies are Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, Infinite, Check Systems, LexisNexis, and a host of others. These are the major ones. And you could dispute items on all of these areas if you find something that's not legally reporting correctly. LexisNexis is one of the larger databases. It holds information for us. Bankruptcies, repossessions, evictions, charge-offs, police records, does it all. So make sure that you know if you pull a LexisNexis, be aware that it's not going to be 2 and 3 pages. You're talking about 130 pages minimum. Check systems is anything that deals with a bank. So if you had any type of negative occurrences with a financial institution and you don't agree with agree with it, you will find that data on check systems. Innovis is a credit reporting agency that if people want to participate in credit freezes, this is the way to go. TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax are the main sources on your credit report. If your score is above a 650, you might visualize it, but there are other sub reporting agencies. I will send that information if requested. And also, before we continue, if you want a copy of the slides after the second series, you must attend both series in order to get these slides. So if you attend both series, you will get a copy of these slides. As you're reviewing your credit reports, have all of them. Have as many as you can that you know your data is being reported on. When you look at that, all information must be adherent to the Federal Credit Reporting Act. Reporting the data from the credit bureaus depends on when the account was established. If it's not correct, you should be taking a pen and pad and writing Innovis, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, Check Systems, LexisNexis, and see where the errors are in the reporting. Doing this, you will look at your date of birth, your name, social security, workplace, addresses. All of those items are on your credit report. Your goal is to make sure that it is correct. A lot of times, people will look at their credit and say, okay, I know I have payment history, credit utilization, credit age, mixed credit, and overall credit. The goal is for you to understand the importance of the 5 C's that is associated with the 5 pillars on the credit report. Again, the 5 C's are the associate with the 5 pillars on the credit report. So character is who you are. Capacity of how you handle things. Capital, what you have for us, money and or assets. Collateral, again, what you have, what you're building, and the condition state of you having those things overall. Those 5 areas are the equivalent to the 5 pillars. So character equals your payment history, how you are able to pay your bills. Capacity is the credit utilization, how many credit limits you have and how to utilize it. Are you aware how to utilize your credit cards and or your bank cards? Your capital is the age. How long have you had your money? How long have you had your accounts? The older the score, the stronger, the older the account, the stronger the score. Sometimes. Collateral is everything together, your mixed credit, and the condition overall. How are you resilient? Understanding these 5, the 5 C's, will allow you to understand the 5 pillars to prepare you to become credit worthy. Very important. Character, payment history, capacity, credit utilization, capital, credit age, collateral, mixed credit, condition, overall credit. Very important. As everyone is coming in, tuning in, my name is Lynette Stevenson. I am the founder of DALS Credit Solutions, and we are talking about how to understand your personal credit as a business owner. Part 1. This is a 2-part series. If this is the first time you are watching, please place in the comments where you are tuning in from. I am using the platform StreamYard. In addition, if you want a copy of the slides, you must watch both of the series. This is a part 1 and a part 2. When I conclude part two, if you were on part one, you will receive the slides. As we talked about the credit report and what the identifiers are, again, we need to understand all the information that's on there. Your name, your age, your date of birth, social security, and any accounts that you sign for, digital and or manual. Some of y'all are older, not speaking for me. Some of you guys are older in y'all 40s, 50s, and 60s, and we always didn't have digital technology when we applied for credit cards. So if you manually signed for a credit card you had back in the 80s or 90s, this is probably the way you did open the account. Make sure, again, everything is accurate on the credit reports. It is your job as a consumer building your credit worthiness and your resilience factor to know what's on your credit report. Do you have time to look at it every day? Absolutely not. Most people don't. I don't look at mine every day. But make it your job to at least assess it once a week, once a month, however. So if there are any surprises on there or something that's not reported accurately, you can catch this. Now, again, I know a lot of us understand these scoring models, but I want to, again, I'm educating you guys as if you never heard of this. So we know there's two types of scoring models. Actually, it's more, but we're going to speak on the two basic scoring models, and that's the VantageScore, which give you a higher score, and we have the FICO score that give you FICO scorecards 2, 3, 8, 9, and 10, and 10T. These scores fluctuate on the number. A lot of places, like a lot of platforms like Credit Karma, CreditWise, they use a Vantage scoring system. And what it does is it increases your score. FICO scoring systems are mainly used and always being used when it comes to lending and seeing your credit worthiness. The Vantage scoring models has, to me, have a better breakdown on what the numbers mean. And even though it's not used, but it gives you a better understanding how to look at your credit. So for instance, payment history is 40%, depth of credit is 21%, utilization is 20%, balance is 11%, recent credit is 5%, and available credit is 3%. I always educate on the power of credit utilization. Payment history might be the abundance, but if you see in this scoring model how it goes in detail about utilization, it'll tell you about the recent credit, available credit, balance on any credit, and how you utilize your credit. So even though they don't use Vantage scoring systems a lot, this breakdown is very detailed. I wish FICO would adopt it. It can change the numbers, but the actual identifiers are excellent. The FICO scoring models, we have payment history of 35%, credit utilization 30, age 15, mixed credit, overall credit 10%. As you're looking at your credit, you should be setting goals. These goals allow you to see the pain point to now get to the destination. So when I began at a 454. My goal at the time was like a 780. Now, the way I did this for me, instead of, just trying to find things illegal on my credit or how, looking at the credit profile and, is this right or wrong? You have to understand the numbers. You can have a million things wrong on your credit report or right, but if you don't understand how to grow your score numerically, all you're doing is figuring out why your score decreases or increases. Understanding the numbers is the most vital point of credit worthiness and restoring and rehabilitating your mind when it comes to credit. So, if you want to get out a pencil and a piece of paper or a notebook, I've done this quite a few times, and it's one of my favorite parts of educating because I love numbers. A lot of people know me, know I solve math problems from algebra all the way to linear equations. So let's get down to business when it comes to this. So I use the pain point of 650 because it's regularly the average in the United States. The target score is how to get there is 800. We use the FICO score model to do this because that's what most people use when it comes to approving a line of credit and demonstrating your credit worthiness. Again, if you're just tuning in, please like, click, and share. If this is the first time you are watching, please place in the comments where you are tuning in from. I am streaming on from StreamYard, and this is Credit Tip Tuesday on July 26, 2022. Now, as everybody get their pencil and piece of paper out, you can follow the dialogue and then later use it with your current score and your current goal. So, when I talked about the 5 pillars, and I'm talking about the FICO scoring system, you must understand the percentages to reach the goal. Now, I know math is not everybody's strong suit, but this is very simple. So, we talked about our goal score. Our goal score is 800. Our current score is 650. So, the way I did this with mine and many of my clients, we set goals and from the target score to the current score. And you subtract the goal score, minus the current score. The actual number of 150 is your pain point, and that's the number you need to get to your destination of 800. So again, as we find that number of 150, you must multiply the percentages by the FICO score models. And when you need to multiply a percentage, you turn the percentage to a decimal point. So on step 1, you would take the 150 and multiply that by the 0.35 because 35% moved to the left is now 0.35. And this is payment history, and you will multiply that number and you will get 52.5. Again, I would like everyone to follow the steps that I'm showing you right here, and then after the live, you can try this on your own credit and set a goal so you can understand how to grow your score. The next one is 150 times 0.30, which is the credit utilization. 150 times 0.15, which is credit age. 150 times 0.10, and 0.10 is 15, and that's your overall credit and mixed credit. When you get those numbers, you'll start to see these are the points I need to get to my goal score of 800. So as I said on the previous slide, once all the numbers are calculated, the pain points of 150 is within the sequence. So you have your 52.5 is 52.5%, of the way you get to your goal score is your overall payment history for the full credit report. Credit utilization, you need 45 points, so that's 45% of your reporting, and reporting is just not numbers, it's numerically and notation. Credit age is 22.5, so 22.5% of credit age is for what you need to get to your score. 15% of mixed credit and 15% of overall credit. If you add all these points up, you will get 150. If you add up the basis of the payment history, which is 35%, 30, 15, 10, and 10, you will get 100%. So we found out that the number 150 was that pain point number to get to our target goal. You need 52.5 points, which is 52.5% of payment history to reach your 800 credit score. 45 points, which is 45% of your credit utilization to get to your target goal. 22.5 points is 22.5% of your credit age. 15% is 15 points of your mixed credit, and same for overall credit. Again, when you add all those numbers up, you will get the 150 score. And if you add payment history, credit utilization, credit age, mixed credit, and overall credit, you will get 100% of what you need to get to your goal. I hope this information is helping. Again, if you have any questions, place them in a comment. I will answer them when I see it. I will run this Credit Tip Tuesday all week. So those that didn't catch it, please be sure to turn your notifications on, and we will continue. So this is good stuff right here. So again, how to get the 150 points. Now, many people do credit. I analyze credit. Numbers don't lie. Just got to know what you're doing. So if the payment history is 52.5 points out of the 150 points needed to achieve the overall goal, the question is, how is this possible? So I use an example of 11 late payments on several reports, all areas of the credit report. So I did this numerically so you guys can see it. So if you have 5 late payments on your credit cards and 6 late payments in collections, let's explore so you can understand how every time you improve your payment history, you will gain so many points. So the way I did this, again, the target points was 52.5 points. And we have 11 collections. So if you divide 52.5 over 11, every time you improve your payment history, you will gain 4.77272727 points. If you multiply that by 11, you will get 52.5, because the opposite of division is multiplication to check my answer. It's very important. So every late payment that is removed, or the credit age on the credit profile, you will gain 4.77 points per billing cycle. Billing cycles and credit reporting cycles occur between 30 and 60 days. Understand that we are in a pandemic. You must have patience when this score is regulated. So again, we will repeat this. The payment history, you need 52.5 points out of 150 points. In order for you to achieve this goal, the example I use is 11 late payments in several areas of the credit report. I demonstrated 5 late payments on credit cards, 6 late payments in collections, and the way you get the numbers on how you would get there, you divide the number of points needed divided by the number of collections. So every time you improve your payment history, you will gain 4.77272727 points every reporting billing cycle. If you have any questions with that, again, place your questions in the comments, and Please follow what I'm doing right now so you can then later on demonstrate this on your own credit report if you desire to. Credit utilization is the factor on how to manage your credit cards, bank cards, loans. However, if 45 points of that are needed to reach the goal of 150, credit utilization has a series of myths. So to target your utilization, you got to understand the difference between a transactor and a revolver. Statement closing date versus payment due date. I don't want to lose you guys, so I need you to really pay attention to this. 45 points are needed to reach the target goal of 150. You must understand the difference of a transactor versus a revolver and statement closing date versus payment due date. This is very important. To give you some definitions, the billing cycle on credit cards is the period of days within the month. The statement closing date is the date the bill is prepared. Please do not, under no circumstances, max out your credit cards and say, as long as you have it paid by the statement closing date, you will be fine. That is so not true. The trend of your activity is also reported to the credit bureaus. When you learn how to utilize your credit cards and understand the dynamics of the importance of being a transactor versus a revolver, you will see the maximized points of 45 be added to your score to grow to get to 800. A revolver is someone that leaves a balance on the credit card. The transactor makes the transaction and pay it in full every month. There is no balance going into the next month. I repeat, do not max out your credit cards and say, as long as I have this paid by the statement closing date, you will grow and score. You will lose points because the activity within the billing cycle is reported. That's why it says the statement closing date, meaning the date that statement closed, because they report what's on the billing cycle. As everyone is tuning in, my name is Lynette T. Stevenson. I am the founder of DALS Credit Solutions, and we are going over how to understand your personal credit as a business owner and or one that don't have a business. If you have questions, please place them in the comments. I am using StreamYard to do Credit Tip Tuesday. If you have any issues with viewing, please send me an inbox. I will let you, and I will send it to you directly. As we continue, the payment due date is the date the bill is due. Bottom line. When you make a payment, it generally reports the balance on the monthly statement with the lowest APR. Meaning, if your minimum payment is $35 and you're only able to pay $35, and you have an APR, an annual purchasing rate of 21%, it's going to go to a lower balance. Let me repeat that. Payment due date is when the payment's due. It normally bills 21 to 25 days after the account statement is prepared. When you make the minimum payment, the majority of that payment goes to the lowest APR. If you're able to pay it in full, you have now captured not only the APR's interest, but the entire payment in full. As you look at your credit age, you have to look at the length of your credit. How old were the accounts? How often are you applying for new lines of credit? Credit age is fine wine. Again, the score is older. In most cases, you will see a larger score. The way you determine credit age, we would go over the 11 accounts. So I factored the years in from 2010 to 2022. And when I did this, the way you find credit age, you add all the years up on the accounts. And when I added everything together, I had used 2010 twice, 2011 twice, 2014 twice, 2016 twice, 17, 19, and 20. So after you add all the years together, you'll get a total of 2014.36364. If you round that, it will be 2014. In order for you to find the age of your report, you'll subtract the current year, which is 22, minus the year you calculated with the average, and you will see your credit age is 8 years old. If that doesn't match on your reports, you have some issues that you need to figure out how are they calculating your credit age. Overall credit and mixed credit is 15 and 15, which is 30. And that determines basically time on a job, time at residence, applying for lines of credit, and your assets. This will determine the 30 points, how it is factored into the growth of your score. As you begin to understand the numbers, you should get 100% no matter what. It doesn't matter what the number is. The goal is always going to be 100% positive reporting on the credit profile. Meaning, if you do the math, you will see how you will get to that goal score. It's very vital. As we conclude section 1, again, you must attend both sections in order to get the slides. I will do a recording on section 2 and send it and air it so you guys can review. In section 2, I will break down the credit card numbers because I didn't want to lose you in that part, because a lot of people don't have credit cards. So you want to understand those numbers if you have them. And the second segment will give you time to ask questions on, if you have this, how do you pay this? So these sessions are informative to ensure that you are able to understand the numbers overall. Again, this is your first time tuning in. Please place your name in the comments and where you're tuning in from. Also, like, click, and share. I will conclude section 1. I thank everyone for being with me today. Always be able to tune in, watch my previous videos on DALS Credit Solutions, Facebook page, YouTube, also LinkedIn. In addition, if you need to sign up for emails to get actual, updates regarding DALS and credit education for free, please sign up on the website. Always, again, go back to my Facebook page to watch the videos for refreshers. Do not be afraid to ask the questions, because this is where it happens. Again, I love you guys. I thank you for tuning in. I will record again part 2 so you guys can have it. You must attend both Credit Tip Tuesdays in order to get this. If you have any questions or concerns, please send me an inbox and I will, or shoot me an email at ls@dalscreditsolutions.com. I look forward to seeing you all again. I thank you for sticking by me. As I said in my video earlier, if you haven't seen it, please check it out. Redoing Credit Tip Tuesday is a lot, and it's really hard when I lost my dad on Tuesday, July 7th, 2020. So it's been hard for me to try to revamp and get it back together, knowing that, 7:30 on that moment that my dad was no longer here. So bear with me. I have so much more to share with you guys. Again, thank you for all the support and love. I will see you guys next Tuesday.